What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dylan Villain coming back at you once again with some more Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. It is Thursday, week 2 of October 1997. We are playing as the World Wrestling Federation in the year 1997. We are in front of another sold-out crowd of 13,000 people in the Richmond Coliseum in Virginia. Get a sip of my Kool-Aid before we start doing all this stuff. In a terrible pre-show matchup, Steve Mother Blackman defeats the Godfather in 7:38 by submission. The match got a 62. Steve Blackman with a 60. Godfather with a 52. Now, so the color commentary gave the match a boost. We're going to move on to the next segment. And in our pre-show main event, a big win by Lance Storm as he defeats Fit Finlay. I'll let the computer decide who wins this one. Both men pretty much have been doing some good stuff here recently. So they let Lance Storm pick up the win in a pre-show matchup that had superb wrestling and little heat. Lance Storm defeats Fit Finlay by submission with a single leg crab. Both men pick up the submission victory, and we move on to the main show, which is we open up with The Rock and Stephanie McMahon in the middle of the ring. And The Rock comes out and he goes, "Austin, on Monday night you made me look like a complete and utter jackass." He goes, "and I do not like being made to look like a jackass." Let me move this for a second here. That line is... There we go. "I do not enjoy being made to look like a jackass. Not only did you take my Intercontinental Championship, but you took my newly crowned Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, and you took it for yourself. And if you're a real man, like I know you are, and I know you're a real man who likes to fight and handles business here in this ring, you'll come down here and you'll fight me for that championship instead of just taking it and saying that it's yours." A couple minutes go by, nothing happens. Rock's just like, "Austin, I know you're..." He's just like, "Don't play a fool. I seen you out here. I seen your truck in here in the arena when I arrived here in my limousine with Stephanie McMahon. Now I know your truck's there. You can just bring my title, my championships back to me, and we'll just say all this is fair and square." And all of a sudden, you see Stone Cold Steve Austin. And he's on the beach. He's standing on a pier. And he goes, "Rock, now I know these titles mean a lot to you, but it mean a hell of a lot more to Vince McMahon, seeing now he paid money to get you a fancy new little title belt made just for you. Now I know that me and you never crossed paths before, except for a few occasions, and I don't really consider you an enemy, but a friend of my enemy is my enemy," or something like that. And he goes, "So I know that it will just piss Vince McMahon off if I take these little shiny championship belts and I throw them right here in this goddamn Atlantic Ocean." And The Rock's mad. The Rock's furious. He's just like, you better not, you jabroni, you candy ass, you better not throw my belts in the damn river." And Stone Cold's like, What? I can't hear you, what? You see, you're back at the Coliseum, and I'm out here on this pier by the Atlantic Ocean. So I tell you what, why don't I just do you one favor? This belt looks like shit anyway. Yeah, and he throws it in the damn ocean. And The Rock's having a fit and everything like that. And Stone Cold goes, "Oh yeah, I got you something better than I got you a better title that you can have. Here, hold on 1 second." And he puts his hand in his pocket, and he pulls out his hand, and he shoots the middle finger at the camera, and then it cuts off. And The Rock's furious, The Rock's pissed, and everything like that, you know. And the Rock's getting mad. Stephanie's trying to calm him down, and through the crowd comes Chris Jericho. As you know, The Rock and Chris Jericho hasn't seen eye to eye lately. Chris Jericho being the former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and he has a thing for Stephanie, but it looks like Stephanie played him as a fool. It was all part of The Rock's master plan all along. And Jericho jumps, and he starts beating up The Rock until security comes down, and Jericho jumps over the crowd, and he celebrates with the crowd as The Rock once again is made to look like a fool. And this is The Rock show, you know. I mean, you don't make The Rock look like a fool on The Rock show, SmackDown. Come on now. What an opening segment this is. I had difficulty finding where to put this on the card, but I made it made sense, and the segment got 100. We're going to go ahead and open up the show with this. So this segment got 100. We're going to move on to the opening match of the night, which is Big Boss Man taking on Bomb, and Big Boss Man beats Bomb with a Bubba Slam. Bomb picks up got another 69. On Monday he got a 69, and this week he got a 69. Nice. Big Boss Man with a 70 and Bomb with a 52. Announcing call commentary gave the match boost. Big Boss Man picks up another win in the World Wrestling Federation ever since coming back. We move on to our next segment, and we see what appears to be a limousine pull up. And the driver gets out, and he opens the door, and it's Triple H. And Triple H is, he's walking through the parking lot. And all of a sudden, it's Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And they jump Triple H from behind, and they beat Triple H up. Not pretty bad to where he has to go to the hospital. But they do a number on Triple H, and Triple H fights back as best as he can, and he's fighting back the best of his ability. But they just get the better of him, and some WWF guys come. They hear the commotion, and they chase Scott Hall and Kevin Nash off, and they laugh as you can hear Scott Hall say, "The cracks, small cracks, and the water seeps in," hitting at Sting's promo that he cut on Monday, talking about the cracks in the dam, and as the water slowly hits the cracks, the dam's going to break. And he's making a reference to that promo that we heard on Monday Night Raw. And Triple H gets helped up by a few of the WWF guys, backstage crew and stuff like that. And Triple H is furious, and they're holding Triple H back as, security and the police arrest Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash. Kevin Hall. That sounds like something Kane would have had to portray before becoming Kane. Glenn Jacobs had to do before becoming Kane. Kevin Hall. Anyway, this segment got a 100. Hostile Takeover storyline advances. Triple H came out looking excellent. Announcing commentary, Triple H catchphrase, and fans love Triple H. Move on to the next segment, which is another banger of a match. At 82, not bad for the people involved, but I would not put it past Eddie Guerrero to make his opponent look really good. But Eddie Guerrero defeats the Prince Brian Lawler in 12:49 by pinfall with a frog splash. The match got an 82. Eddie Guerrero with an 89, almost a 90. And Brian Lawler with a 54. Still trying to get over that cold. Golly. Trying my hardest. But not a bad match. 82. Not a bad little match. Eddie Guerrero, obviously. But we move on to our next segment, which is a promo by the Big Show. And Michael Cole's basically like, Show, you know, you've been attacked by Sid and Vader recently. Vader attacked you, and you did quick work of him. You know, you put him away, beat him up, and everything like that. We do know that Sid's still out there lurking in the background somewhere. Do you have anything? Big Show just takes the mic, and he's like, shut up, Cole. He goes, I said it once, and I said it again. I don't have time for their games, right? I don't have time for Sid and Vader game. They're washed up. They're has-beens, right? I'm the only big man in the World Wrestling Federation that you should worry about, that you should care about. Me. I don't care who goes around saying that they're the number one contender. I'm the number one contender. The Big Show, me. And I don't care if I have to take your little scrawny pencil ass neck, your pencil neck geek having ass, and grab you and slam you through a table, Cole. I don't give a shit. Because the only thing I care about is whooping ass and winning championships. And you know what? I haven't won a championship in quite some time. And I don't even consider the hardcore title a championship. Because I want that real gold. I want the world. I want the heavyweight championship. So Sid, you think you're man enough to beat me? You could bring your stupid little smiling ass down here and fight me like a real man. All of a sudden, you just hear, "Ja-ja!" and Sid starts attacking him. And Sid beats the holy hell out of him. Just beats him up. It's not really a match. It's not really a match, you know. It's just like a prompt 2 matchup. Held back. So now I know not to put him in that style of matchup. That's okay. But an exceptional match, which got an 89, not bad. Sid beats Big Show when Big Show couldn't continue to fight. It's just like a backstage brawl. I booked it to be a wild brawl, a mayhem. And yeah, he gained heat, so that's good. That's all at the end of the day, that's all I really care about, is the storyline's gaining heat. I got an 89, but Sid gets the upper hand on Show and jumps him. And Sid's just like, oh, you got what you wish for, boy. I'm here, I'm going to whoop your ass, and that kind of thing. You know, you took my job, and all that stuff. Because that's mainly where the whole storyline stems from, is Big Show took Sid and Vader's job. And they're mad about it, but Big Show doesn't give a shit. You know, he didn't give a shit about Vince McMahon. You know what I'm saying? Vince promised him a title shot. Vince never gave him the title shot. You know, so Big Show's going to go get his title shot. But we move on to the next segment of the night. And we see Kurt Angle storm into Vince. He doesn't walk in. He just, boom, doesn't even knock, just walks in. And Vince is like, what the hell? You know? And like, you see him on the phone with somebody. And Vince is like, I'm on the phone with the police. Right? And Kurt's just like, he just grabs Vince's phone and just like slams it and hangs it up. And Vince is like, okay, you have my attention. You know? And he's just like, I want Rey Mysterio tonight. Vince is like, what? He's like, what do you mean, what? You didn't see what happened on Monday Night Raw? I got screwed, Vince. I got screwed. I didn't know who was going to accept my open challenge. I only had... I probably only had an hour to prepare for my main event matchup. And Vince is just like, okay, yeah, and he's just like, and I got beat by a midget like Rey Mysterio. And Vince is just like, well, they prefer to be called little people. And Kurt Angle's just like, look, I don't care what they prefer to be called, okay? I'm not gonna get beat by a child like Rey Mysterio, okay? He's like, I'm a man, Rey Mysterio's a boy, right? And I'm a man who loves playing with little boys. And Vince kind of looks at him and he's like, what did you just say? And Kurt's just like, wait a minute, no, that's not what I mean. He's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do what I did on Monday Night Raw. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to manhandle that little boy. And Vince is like, that's no better. He goes, look, you want a match with Ray? He's like, you got your match. It's up next. And Kurt's just like, yeah. And then he, Kurt's all pumped up and he goes out to the ring, But we move on to that matchup. In about 100, this is the first 100 of the save, goes to Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio. Match of the year candidate, a 100. Let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now I'm disappointed that I got a 100 because I know that I'm never going to get 100 again. Hell yeah, a 100. They're the first 100 of the save. Goes to Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle on SmackDown. Match of the year. Not even the main event. We still have Owen Hart here tonight. Not even the main event. But in a bout that had sensational wrestling and great heat, Rey Mysterio Jr. beats Kurt Angle clean 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring in 12:38 by pinfall with a springboard hurricanrana. Kurt Angle with a 100. Rey Mysterio with the 88. This advances the Kurt return storyline. Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio have great chemistry and it showed in their performance. Kurt Angle benefited from having crowd support. After the match, Kurt Angle freaks out once again. Right? Rey Mysterio, he celebrates and everything like that. But Tim White is in the ring still, and Kurt Angle's arguing with Tim White, saying that Tim White counted fast. It was a fast count. Kurt Angle's like, you counted 1, 2, 3, like real fast. He's like, you're trying to screw me. You're trying to screw me. He's like, no way, I lost to him. Look at these gold medals. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. No way that I lost to that, to a little kid like that. And Tim White's just like, hey, buddy, I'm just the ref. I'm just doing my job. And Kurt Angle's just getting mad. This time he controls his tempo a little bit more, and he kicks the ring and kicks the side of the steps and everything, and he's just frustrated and getting mad. And he's mad that he lost in the same week, lost 2 times in a row to Rey Mysterio. He's not having it. He's not happy. We move on to the next segment of the night. A 100. I can't believe that. The first 100 of the save is Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle. Golly. Boy, if y'all can see like the smile on my face right now, like, good Lord. I can't believe they got a 100. Like, yeah, that's good shit. I didn't think it was going to get a 100, but good shit. Alright, we're going to move on to the next segment. So, after that banger of a match, 100, we have basically a promptu tag team match, just a match to fill up the card. In a decent match, Edge and Christian defeat the Hollies when Edge pinned Crash with a spear. Crash was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody else. He got a 49. Bob with a 60. Edge with a 73, and Christian almost with an 80 with a 79. Edge and Christian showed excellent tag chemistry teaming together. Announcing the color commentary, get a match boost. Match got a 74, which is a downer. Man, something was telling me to put the Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio match the main event, but I believe the main event will make up for it. It's not going to get a 100, but it's going to be a banger. Let's go. So Owen Hart, he comes out. His music hits. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And, you know, he comes out to the ring. And he's standing there, you know, he's all pumped up. And it's like the announcer's in the ring, and he's holding like a little cue card. And Owen's like, what the hell is this, you know? And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, I would like to introduce a former tag team champion and a best friend to Owen Hart, a former tag team champion with Owen Hart, and what Owen Hart would say would be his best friend. It is none other. Tonight, Owen Hart's opponent will be none other than... And Owen Hart standing there, and the announcer's holding his hand to the Titantron, and all of a sudden you hear, "Hey, hey, hey, hey!" And the crowd just pops big. It's the return of Dude Love. It did not do as good as what I was hoping, but it's still okay. And it's the return of Dude Love, and Dude Love beats Owen Hart in 13:03 with the quick roll up. And Dude Love makes his return. Dude Love with a 94, Owen Hart with a 93. The Broken Heart storyline advances. Dude Love benefited, having a great forum. And Owen Hart loses. I guess I ran out of time, or I may have double skipped the segment there, but Owen Hart was, you know, kind of like with Kurt Angle. Owen Hart was just like, what just happened, you know? And he can't believe that Dude Love's back, and Dude Love beat him. Dude Love is back. And we're going to go ahead and finish the show. We see Triple H, and he's all, you know, bandaged up and bruised up and everything. And he kicks open Vince, you know, he walks into Vince McMahon's office, and he's all mad and everything. And he goes, I don't give a damn. Look, he gets down in Vince's face, almost nose to nose, would still be a mile apart, but ha ha ha, making a Triple H joke here. But he gets nose to nose with Vince, and he goes, I don't give a shit what you have to do. I don't care who you have to call. I don't care what you have to say, how much money you have to pay. I'll pay it out of my own damn pocket. He goes, I want Scott Hall. I want Kevin Nash. And I want to put it in to whatever stupid little plan that they got going on that you obviously don't care about because your ego is too freaking big. Vince kind of backs up a little bit and goes, you want Scott Hall and Kevin Nash? And you want me to do anything in my power to do it? He goes, well, I'm pretty sure that they'll agree to a one-on-one matchup with you. Hell, they might even agree to a tag team match. So, why don't I try to get a tag team match? And at this time, Shawn Michaels and the Kid walk in, you know, and Triple H looks at him, and Shawn Michaels goes, oh, easy there, Chief. He goes, I seen what those two did to you. We seen what those two did to you. Wow, we could see what those two did to you. And Triple H kind of gets angry a little bit. And he goes, I don't know about you, but if you ever heard the old expression, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Triple H kind of just stands there and he goes, Shawn's like, I'm pretty sure you heard it. And I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm saying. And if you're going to fight Hall and Nash, then me and Kid want in on that action. And Vince is like, hey, I'm liking the sound of that. Triple H is like, he just stands there and he looks at Vince and he goes, I didn't ask for a tag team match. He goes, I want them one-on-one. And Shawn goes, well, I'm asking for a tag team match. And Vince looks at Triple H and he looks at Shawn and goes, tag team match it is. He goes, let me make some phone calls to their agent and see if they're available this Monday. And if they are, then we have ourselves a tag team match. And if they're not, well, they might be on the other show come Monday. Either way, I'll offer them I'll offer them a deal that they basically can't refuse. Because I know that Nash loves the cash. And I know Hall loves the money also. And I'm sure that Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff wouldn't mind having some of their top stars beat some of my top stars, which I know that's not going to happen. So, I'll see what I can do to make that match. You have your match. And he looks at Triple H and he goes, Shawn Michaels is like, thank you, Vince. Well, Hunter, I guess I'll see you on Monday. And Shawn and Kid walk out. Triple H just stands there and he's just like, nah, he's like, nah, fuck this. I don't like none of this, And he walks out, man. And then we finished the show. And the show got a 94 match of the year right freaking here. Rey Mysterio defeats Kurt Angle. Who would have freaking guessed that, man? That it would have been that banger of a match. We're going to go ahead and finish the show. Wow. I can't believe that. A 100. 100. We're going to get a thing that's just like, hey, match of the years type stuff. Let's see. Let's see if we do. Oh, what the hell? Oh, we're still going. Yeah. I knew he was going to stay. Hey, TJ Wilson joined Stampede Wrestling. I know that guy. Little kid. Alright. So, nothing about having a match of the freaking year. How do we even look at that? I don't know. I'll find out. But 100. Our first 100. I'm pretty sure that's our first 100. But my name is Dylan the Villain. Thank y'all for watching, like always. If you're new to the channel and like what you're seeing and love the storylines that are going on, the subscribe icon will be over the SmackDown logo right here. If you like this episode and want to go back and watch a previous episode, that playlist will be right here. The TEW WWF playlist will be right here. And in this corner over here will be the Unforgiven pay-per-view. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know yet. Probably the Unforgiven pay-per-view. But my name is Dylan the Villain. Thank y'all for watching, like always, guys. Thank y'all for leaving likes. Thank y'all for commenting down below. For those of y'all do comment down below, I get back to you as soon as I can, and I always reply. I usually get back to you like within an hour of you replying on the video. Thank y'all for watching, like always, guys. My name is Dylan Villain. And like we say here at Pro-Am Gaming, if you can't play with each other, do what I'm doing right now and play with yourself. I'll see y'all on Sunday Night Heat.